Hello, this is Bob Analor again. This is part 2 of our spark testing video. Just going to finish up a little bit on this. Where we left off in the previous video was showing how the 4-inch brush works as well, better than the narrow one on wells like this, as it's quicker. A quick brush around, you find the voids that we had in our last video. What I want to talk about real quick here is, okay, we found a void, what do we do about it? Typically what you want to do when it shoots to the wire, it doesn't necessarily mean there's a hole, it just means that whatever fluid you're containing can get to the seam, because we put the wire right in the seam, so it's a potential leak spot, so you want to make sure you cover that up with extrudate. So what you do is let this cool to where it doesn't have to cool all the way down, but down at least 15-20 minutes. You're going to take your grinder that we had over here, and we will go back on those spots that are marked, and we will grind the impurities off of this, and a little bit off of this side. We'll take our extrusion welder and we'll cover that wire. We'll go back at it with our spark tester and make sure it's no longer sparking. And then you've got a passed seam. Now, typically you're going to want to do this on curved surfaces like this boot. So you'll put your wire in first, do your extrusion weld, it'll look just like this. You'll take your spark tester and you'll run this up the seams and down the seams. Okay? Something I want to show you is, and I can demonstrate it like this by putting a little hole in this skirt. If you're doing this on steel pipe or aluminum pipe or anything conductive, you don't necessarily need to have a wire in the seam. It will spark through to whatever's underneath it. So if I take it like this, you can see it shooting to the metal utility knife underneath the liner. So if this pipe is steel, you can not only test your seam, you can make sure there's no holes anywhere in this. The only place you need a wire, if this is on liner or on the ground, you'd have to put a wire in this part. The rest of it you can spark test right to the pipe, and saves a lot of time. So I hope that video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to call me at 406-850-3315, and I'd be happy to answer any of your plastic welding questions. Thank you.